And welcome back, everybody, to Allsportsuncut, to the wrestling. What are you looking for?
I found it.
What?
This trash can.
Yeah?
You know what this trash can represents?
No.
Our views from last week.
Well,
the champ wasn't here, and look what happened.
Well, if you weren't vacationing,
the
like
ratings
you always were.
took a plummet. You know what? I was on galactic jet lag. Do you even know what kind of jet lag you get from galactic jet lag?
No, I don't.
Okay, you try making the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs with Han and Chewie. Okay?
But Han's dead.
No, he's not. He was there. I saw him with my own 3 eyes. Champ hit some galactic goo. It's clearing away now.
Oh, okay. I was worried there for a second.
Yeah, but anyways, the champ is back this week. The champ is here in the house because this guy couldn't carry the ship for 1 week by himself while the champ was out putting in all the legwork touring for this show.
Even though I put the legwork in to start this show.
Yeah, but what are you doing to promote this show?
The backbone editing of this show. You think this happens out of nowhere? Do you think there's fireworks pop out of nowhere?
I thought you were a magician.
Oh, no. That's like editing. I gotta do that in the back part of this.
Oh, I thought you just pulled some Harry Potter mumbo jumbo.
No.
Champ's a big fan of Harry Potter, by the way.
Yeah, no. I do that afterwards.
Oh, okay, so you're not a magician. Got it.
No.
So I can strike that off your resume and why we should keep you around here.
Alright, guys. So we're here to talk about this week.
No! We are not. Sorry, I hit the table. I know the thing's in a shake, but this is how angry the champ is. The champ has something we need to talk about first.
You want to talk about the thing?
We need to talk about it first.
You want to talk about the thing?
The thing!
You're very...
Yes, because the champ's blood is fucking boiling on this one. What culture? I'm talking to you. What culture? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? That article you put out of why Roman Reigns versus The Rock is a terrible idea for WrestleMania? You guys and your thought process is all a terrible idea. Oh, tell them.
It's extremely terrible, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could, try to back you guys up, but no. That was the biggest load of hot garbage I have seen in a while. It's ridiculous.
Your guys' thoughts and opinions are about as consistent as my grandfather's bowel movements. Ooh. All right? They're all over the place and horrible, and no one wants to deal with it. Okay?
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So they want to talk about, since we're going to just dive into it.
We're just going to spearhead it.
They want to talk about how you already know the outcome of this, of what's going to... So what Wall Culture's talking about is that Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania, what is it, 37?
37.
37 is a bad idea. You guys are smoking the goodest peyote out there. That is something that, as, fans, we are ready for. One, we get to see The Rock come back in a wrestling form.
In the ring.
And you know he's going to deliver on the mic.
Always.
And you know that the tribal chief, Roman Reigns' heel character, is probably the best thing in wrestling right now.
Yeah, the best heel in wrestling. And you guys say you already know the outcome, that it can only end one of 2 ways. Either they have 2 or 3 rematches at 4 big pay-per-views, and that's that because The Rock can't lose without having a rematch. And then the other one is that heels come out and they team up and fight the heels. That's dumb. I'm sorry, that's dumb. The champ has heard a lot of dumb things in his life and said, no, you know what, that's no thought's a dumb thought. That is a dumb thought, okay? Because, and then you say that it sets a bad example, that part-timers get good jobs. Let me tell you something. It makes sense with the storyline. Because guess what? Yes, wrestling has physical aspects, but if there's no story, if there's no meat for you to sink your teeth into, something to hook you in, okay, then there's no purpose in the match. Yeah. You could literally, okay, I'm going to use this as an example here, just a shot in the dark, all right? If you were to put Brock Lesnar versus Stone Cold Steve Austin with no storyline behind it, just, here you match, which you guys did at King of the Ring, by the way. And guess what? It's going to be a bad match because no one's vested into it emotionally. The Roman Reigns and Jey Uso match, right?
Very good. Very good match at Hell in a Cell.
But the only reason it was good was because of the story behind it. If you take away that storyline, which is so fantastic, literally everyone is suckling on this storyline right now, and you rate their Hell in a Cell match without a storyline, terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible match, right? I would have rather watched Hornswoggle versus the Great Khali again.
Ugh.
Okay? So, it's all in the story. You have to vest emotionally for it to be captivating, entertaining, breathtaking. Yes, you can have all these ooh, ah, oh shit moments jumping off of 30-foot ladders, but at the end of the day, if there's no story, there's no reasoning behind it, what's the point?
No, and then this brings into the second point. You guys think there are more deserving people out there to get that shot. You know what? No one right now is putting the performance that Roman Reigns is into this character. Nobody is putting this thing into. And you know what? It's so good that they're like, you know what? Jey Uso, you ain't doing anything. Your brother's got a broken freaking leg. Let's put you into the main event. Jey Uso, who has been a tag team specialist his entire career, is now getting a shot at the Universal Heavyweight Champion. And you know what? Making the match legitimate.
And having a mainline story.
Yes, and actually made enjoyable to watch. It is actually something that we watched the match and we're like, wow,
that should have finished the night, because that just ruined the rest of the pay-per-view. Nothing could stand up to that.
But they put it at the right place though, because we were ready for it. We were ready for it. We had the energy. We were good to go.
And it was the tone setter. Mm-hmm. And again, you get emotionally invested into it. Because now you bring in the family ties. Now you're talking about the head of the table, the tribal chief, and guess what? You have the actual tribal chief, which is
The Rock.
Right? He's the actual tribal chief, right? Which, by the way, I learned a fun fact about The Rock, which, get after me after this tangent, okay? Okay. So, anyways, The Rock is the real head of the table, and you have some guy stepping up to challenge him at the head of the table. You push this storyline through. Forget about it could be a more entertaining match. He could go with someone who can perform a lot better. Yes, The Rock is probably very rusty in the ring, but guess what? You don't lose it. Yeah, he might not be as good as someone who's been going like Dolph Ziggler or Drew McIntyre in the ring or even Bray Wyatt, but guess what? You don't have the story. You're invested because of the story. Doesn't matter.
This takes me back to WrestleMania 18. You know WrestleMania 18. Icon versus Icon. The first 10 minutes of the match
was quiet.
It wasn't even quiet.
They didn't move.
It was electrifying. The stadium was so loud. Rocky sucks. Hogan. Rocky. Hogan. That is what makes moments. And for me as a wrestling fan, that's one of my most memorable moments in wrestling is right there.
Yeah. And then, again, going with that, yes, are there people that deserve that main event spotlight? Could there be a better opponent for him to go with at WrestleMania? Yes, there is. But as it pertains to the storyline right now, hell no, there ain't. There ain't no one else out there who can step up to the plate except for The Rock, because it makes absolute sense. All right? And then you go on and say Roman Reigns needs to distance himself from The Rock.
That's dumb.
Let me tell you something right now. You name me one other superstar out there right now who can still step into a match and translate a superstar, which Roman Reigns is a superstar.
He is.
Roman Reigns right now is the head of the pyramid in the WWE.
Correct, he is.
But who's the one person that can elevate him into a mega star? Who can push him into that upper echelon of legends right now? There's no one. Triple H, I'm sorry, he's,
He doesn't got it right now.
He doesn't got it right now. And guess what? The only name that's bigger than everyone else, that's bigger than WWE, is The Rock. And guess what? The Rock, he helped John Cena get into megastar legendary status with their bouts.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, with their bouts that everyone, had to on because, they didn't do it how you wanted it to. And
stop being a smarky fan.
And just enjoy the story. That's what invests you in. All right? So don't bite on this what culture BS of it's a terrible idea. What culture is a terrible idea? All right? Because, I mean, what culture do they have? They obviously don't have any wrestling culture because all they seem to talk about is matches that weren't, from a physical standpoint,
once you guys got rid of the main core of your wrestling guys, and I'm talking about Adam Pacitti, I'm talking about Adam Blampied, I'm talking about King Ross, I'm talking about, I forgot the other guy's name, the guy who wears the beanie all the time.
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, that guy.
No, Jack. Jack was his name.
Yeah.
Those guys, once they left, your wrestling portion of your show went to garbage.
Garbage. Garba.
So, stop. You want to be the snarky fan and say this is how it needs to be, and that the guys who can do all the tricks, flips, and put on a 30-minute match that's just grueling. I don't want to see a 30-minute match. I want to see a match that entertains me. Yeah. I want to see something that I think about the next day when I'm sipping down my drink at the water fountain and say, man, that match was excellent. And that's what that Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso match was. So you know what? Get over yourselves. Yeah. You ain't the top of the pyramid no more.
Yeah, that's right. You've been putting in check. And again, you need to have the sustenance. You need to have the drama behind it, okay? You think the champ goes and watches Dance Moms all day with Mrs. Champ because I just want to watch kids dance? No, there's drama behind it. You get invested with the drama. It hooks you in, and that's what makes it entertaining. Yes, I watch Dance Moms with Mrs. Champ. It is captivating artwork.
I know you do.
All right? Captivating
I know you. I just thought it was strange that you would bring that up. But
it's the prime example.
It's fine. It's like watching a good movie.
If you don't watch Dance Moms, watch Dance Moms. But anyways, what culture? If you don't like what we have to say, challenge us. Change our mind. Step up to the plate. Step up to the champ. Step up to this guy right here. You okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, good. And change our minds. Beat us in a verbal fight. Beat us in the debate. I dare you.
Because you know you can't.
You can't touch us.
That was good. It was good.
Champ's blood's still boiling a little bit, but it's at a simmer now.
Yeah.
By the way, fun fact about The Rock that I learned from Chit, by the way, which for those of you, if you're wondering where Chit is right now, he has gone off to a master class at the Chit Training Academy. Okay, yes, the champ has opened up a training academy. So he is going to be heading of the course to see how he does. So be prepared for more news and updates. I might even have to pull Chit out of school just for Survivor Series. I'll see what I can do. See how his grades are looking in there right now. But anyways, so the Rock's tattoo.
Yeah, right? The new one.
The whole one on his chest and everything there, right?
Oh, the tribal one.
Yeah, the tribal one.
Okay.
That tattoo is actually a representation of the real tribal chief. Oh. Representing that he is the actual head of the table. Because Chit just happens to have some friends who are Samoan, who are through bloodline distant relatives to the Rock's family.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and so that is an actual tribal chief representation. Chit, thank you for the fun fact. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you.
Get back to studying.
Mm-hmm. Get on it. Get!
So, really, that's all we really want to talk about. There is one other small engagement that I want to talk about that's been dominating wrestling news right now. And it has been the Aaliyah and Buddy Murphy storyline.
Yeah. That one's been getting some...
He's been getting some heat.
Some chitter-chatter.
Been getting some heat. And I talked about it last week, but none of you guys freaking saw it. So I'm going to talk about it again. Because you know why? Because I can. But they're saying that Aaliyah, 19 years old, having a romantic relationship with Mr. Buddy Murphy of 31, 32 years old, I think he just had a birthday, is inappropriate.
Very interesting.
But she is a legal adult.
She is, and she's also a contracted employee who is an entertainer. This
goes back to the main point of this episode. It's a story!
I'm just saying, have you guys ever watched The Professional? If you haven't, watch it, because you have Natalie Portman as a child falling in love with a fully grown man who happens to be an assassin and really good at it too.
Or what I talked about last week. in that Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio, when they were making The Wolf of Wall Street, where she was completely naked next to Leonardo DiCaprio, who was in his 40s, and she was in her early 20s.
Yeah, no, you guys gotta stop. Right? I think it's just because it's WWE, it gets the short end of the stick, and it's because people want to hate on wrestling for some reason. It's entertainment. It's captivating. And guess what? The fact that you guys are complaining about it, you know about it, means you're watching it all the way through. Because if you really were upset about it, you would click.
You would turn away. You change the channel.
You wouldn't even know what's going on about it. You wouldn't have even gone as far as to know how old she actually is.
And you know what? You know how WWE knows you're watching it? It's because on YouTube, anything that's got Aaliyah on it has got millions on millions of views.
Yeah, buddy.
So you know what? They got something. It works.
Yeah,
you don't like it.
Hey,
but you want to be a hater.
If you got haters, it means you're doing something right.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I don't got much more else. You got anything else?
I got nothing more else to rant about. I mean, you want to just get a quick power drive of this week in wrestling here? Just kind of get through it. They're picking up the Survivor Series teams right now.
Survivor Series teams, I like the Raw team right now, but of course the Raw team is basically picked out. They have now just added Matt Riddle to the team with now Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Keith Lee, AJ Styles, and the bro, Matt Riddle.
And AJ's gigantic
enforcer.
Which, by the way... Seeing him stand next to Braun Strowman,
yes,
he makes Braun Strowman look short.
Yeah, but Braun Strowman look good. You see, he's just like
he's cut, bro. Diesel, looking good.
Imagine meeting him in a scary alley,
right? I mean, then there's really not much like crazy storylines developing because at Survivor Series they're doing champ versus champ on it, but there is
team versus team.
Yeah, there is, which I'm surprised they're not sliding NXT into this like they did that one year.
No, because NXT is so just gutted this year that they don't have the talent.
Well, because WWE just did another fleet of let goes.
Exactly.
Of people, you know, I'm waiting for them to let go of. What's the group wears the masks?
Oh, Retribution.
Retribution. Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
No, they had a really good. So Mustafa Ali had a really good match with Ricochet.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It was a good match, but
can they just get rid of the masks?
Yeah, it's just not working for me. But you have also Raw basically has got their team set up. Raw's got their women's team set up as well. It's Nia Jackson and Shayna Baszler with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke and Lana.
Yeah.
Who's now gone through the tables 8 times.
8 times. I think they're just punishing her for Rusev.
Miro?
Yeah, Miro. Sorry. Miro,
if you're watching this, big fans.
Yeah, we like you. Yeah. Miro Day. Miro. Machka. Anyways,
I miss you.
Yes, and then also too at Survivor Series there is a alleged plan that they are going to have Undertaker's final farewell, being at the 30th anniversary date of his debut in the WWE. We don't know if it'll open the show, if it will end the show. I think the only way to do it is at the end of the show. Do it right, end the show. And I think you can do it with some panache. You can have Undertaker give someone the subtle rub on the way out, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt and The Fiend.
Keith Lee?
Maybe even Mr. Keith Levi 501 jeans, you know?
Real quick, just to make it funny, just because that's how WWE likes to do it. What if he comes out in one of the eggs? Like the gobbledygooker?
Oh, God, the gobbledygook and the egg?
Yeah.
It would be terrible. But see, now here's the thing is, which are we going to see Undertaker, the dead man? Are we going to see, you know, are we going to see Undertaker? Are we going to see Mark Calloway?
What if we just go through the years, starting back in 1990, where we have Undertaker, the dead man, and then we move into the Undertaker, you know...
He's the ministry
of the
Undertaker, and then we get into American Badass,
and then we get the dead man again, and then we finish off with Mark Calloway at the end.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? He could make a couple different appearances throughout the night. That would be cool. Personally, I think it would be cool if at the end he kind of gets a nice farewell send-off. You know, he's doing something. Someone comes down to the ring trying to get janky with him, and, you know, someone just subtly coming to his aid, maybe the Fiend, out of respect for the dead man, and then it closes with just, you know, Undertaker looking at the Fiend and just giving him the nod, And there you go. Poof. He just went into mega stardom.
Real quick, I do want to say one last thing before we do end this video. The WWE Thunderdome, which is inside the Amway Center, which they had done an amazing job.
I heard they've been forced out of there.
They're going to be forced out of there. December 5th is the day they have to get out. We're going to talk about that, probably talking about the Sports Channel next. That's something else. That's going to be me and Pip, not me and you. You get to leave here.
I know. I gotta give Pip his chance to really, shine in here and get his moment in sports. He's more a sports guy than the champ is, anyways. Yeah. But the champ does pay attention here, and they're making a push. I'm trying to maybe work a swap with him one week where he does this show and I do the other show with you guys.
Yes, but they are being forced out on the 5th. They are trying to figure out exactly where they're going to go. They've been talking about either somewhere in Texas, Florida, or Illinois. So somewhere in those states, they plan to still do the Thunderdome. Maybe they can go back to one of the stadiums in Florida, and maybe they can have live fans. We don't know, but that's the news coming out of the Thunderdome. Yeah. You got anything else to wrap this one up? We came out really hot today.
Yeah, no, we came out guns blazing hard in this one. Champ's working on his next tour again to promote this show because someone here doesn't do it. So Champ's going to work on it. The tour's just going to keep getting bigger and better and wilder. And I'm just going to keep pumping them out because that's what the Champ do. He promotes his channel. He gets the views for this channel. So keep yourselves posted. I'm going to keep you updated. Click the like. Click the subscribe, click the little bell button so you know, because you don't want to miss out on the announcement of the Champ's next tour. And we do have, again, Survivor Series coming up in about 2 weeks' time? Two weeks' time, roughly, here, right? Where I will be your obtaining, undefeated pay-per-view champ of this channel.
Don't forget to follow the IG and the TikTok.
Yes.
All right, guys, have a good night.